They are on the track, and they are off. Running down the list of athletes here in this field, we have, like we said, Konstanze Klosterhalfen of Nike, Emily Enfeld, Mariel Hall, Vanessa Frazier of Bowerman Track Club, Amy Eloise Neal of Reebok Boston Track Club, formerly of University of Washington, Courtney Ferricks of Bowerman, Katrina Coogan of New Balance. We have Gwen Jorgensen of Bowerman Track Club, Jessica Ton, Maggie Montoya, Ashley Cuff, and Heidi C. And that is our field. We'll try to get a good sense of what pace they're at when they come through the first 400 meters. I believe they're in about 37-second pace there through the first 200. That's Mariel Hall up front. Times to keep an eye on is Klosterhalfen right there in the blue kit should be eyeing that European 5K record held by Gabriela Subo of Romania. She had 14:47.35 in 1999. So it's an old record. Can the German phenom break it? 109 there through the first 400. 109 through the first 400. We'll try to keep pace of what their pacing is. So 109 is 14:22 pace. So right now, 14:22 pace, good early pace. Try to get settled here through the first few laps. Get used to that banked indoor track. These Bowerman women, they've been staying out in the Northwest, close to home in Portland, running a few races out on the Seattle track. Some went to Albuquerque to race at the national championships there. But this is the race where they're really trying to put down a great time. Some of these women don't have the Olympic standard. Some do. Some are just fit and looking to rip a fast one off. And we'll hope we see something special here as Mariel Hall is looking to be going through the pacing duties here with Klosterhalfen right on her shoulder. So they're coming up on 800 meters. We'll see what they have through the first half mile of this 5K. Klosterhalfen now going to the lead. So we were thinking there was going to be some rabbiting going on for Klosterhalfen, but already under a half mile in, she's going for it. 2:22 there through 800. That's 14:47 pace. And she's already separating. She understands that she is probably the one most prepared and most fit to be in that sub-15 range, in that 14:45 range is what she's eyeing. Again, 14:47, the European record. The American record is also 14:47, held by Shalane Flanagan. So if an American can grab onto Klosterhalfen's pace, maybe we could see Shalane watch one of her teammates break her own record. She's getting used to that. You know, she's seen Shelby Houlihan break her record, so I'm sure she's looking forward to see some of these women break out, have a good race here. But Klosterhalfen already in a class of her own early on in this race. Coming up on 1,200 meters. You see that lead she's already building there on the Bowerman quartet there. About 3:32 through 1,200. So we are on pace to hit that 3:32 through 1,200 is 14:43 pace. Looks like these Bowerman women aren't really want to go with Klosterhalfen. They have their own thing in mind. Again, 15:10, I believe, is the Olympic standard. I have to double check the data, but I believe that's the Olympic standard. And these Bowerman women trying to run a swift one there. Some newcomers to the 5K scene. Think of Gwen Jorgensen, who's in the back of that Bowerman pack. She, early on in her running debut on the pro side, was eyeing the marathon. Then she's now decided to kind of focus in on that 10K, obviously not in the Olympic marathon trials, which are in 2 days. Let's see what she can do here in this 5K for her, dropping down deep in distance from the triathlon all the way down to an indoor 5K as Klosterhalfen continues to wreak havoc on this field here. Running extremely well, definitely under 15-minute pace as she comes through the mile in 4:43. 4:43 is 14:44 pace for Klosterhalfen. Again, the European record is 14:47. Once again, Coco, our leader. So 14:44, if she was able to pull that off, would be the 6th fastest time all time in the world. If she can hold on to this pace. And so far, looking good for her. So Klosterhalfen, not really given the luxury of a rabbit or someone to help her go through this pace. She's having to do this all by herself. She went to the lead in about, 600, 700 meters into the race. So this is a pure from-the-gun effort for Klosterhalfen. No rabbiting for her, no benefit of sticking behind an athlete and let them do all the work. She's doing all the work here for these 12 and a half laps. Excuse me, 12 and a half laps. Did my math wrong, 25 laps. So Klosterhalfen, again, coming through again, coming up on 2K, and she's at 5:54 through 2K. That second pack is around through 5:59, so 5:54 through 2K is 14:45 pace. The chase group is 15 flat pace. So Mariel Hall looks like she is pacing her teammates to 15 flat 5K pace, which gives you enough cushion for that Olympic standard pursuit for those women. Klosterhalfen, though, clearly in the 15-second faster pace group all by herself. So Klosterhalfen 6:29 there through 2,400 meters. Excuse me, not 24, 2,200 meters. So we'll be coming up on 2,400 meters shortly here. 5Ks go by so quick here on this indoor track, especially when they're chasing history. It's Klosterhalfen looking very smooth down the home stretch, eclipsing the 7-minute mark here. She's at 7:04 through 2,400 meters. 14:43 pace. So she is keeping to that 14:45 pace here in the first half of this 5K. Looking over her shoulder, looking to the left, looks to be able to handle this pace very easily. Does not look like she's putting much effort here early on through the first 2,400 meters. And as you can see on your screen, she has decimated the field. In the BU pamphlet, you could say, for this meet, it is mentioned that if Klosterhalfen passes you, you must run the rest of the race in lane 2 or 3. Klosterhalfen might pull that on the entire field at the pace she's moving right now, because she is working it, hitting 8 minutes now, coming around that back turn. This is a phenomenal race so far here. Can we see something special? Can we see a European record from the German great? There's Mariel Hall again. I believe she's doing some pacing work for her teammate. Maybe not. Maybe she'll keep it going for the rest of her Bowerman teammates. But Klosterhalfen all by herself. It's there, 8:32 there on the clock. Again, very surprising here that Klosterhalfen is able to do this all by herself. No help. She went to the lead 700 meters into the race. 8:50 there for Klosterhalfen. 8:50 through 3K, I believe. So 8:50 through 3K. That would be like a top 5 NCAA time in the 3K. And she's doing that in the route for her 5K. She's on 14:43 pace. Coming up on her 2-mile split, 3,200 officially. So her 3,200 meter split here, 9:25 to 3,200 meters, 14:42 pace. She is moving, ladies and gentlemen. She might be flirting with a top 4 time. Again, 14:39 is the 4th fastest time, held by the Ethiopian Berhane Adir from 2004. Kim Smith owns the 5th fastest time all time from New Zealand from 2009. So we could be seeing a new top 5 mark, maybe top 4, if she can keep this pace up, just crossing the 10-minute barrier mark. It's all her right now. So she's coming up on, I believe we'll be hitting the 3,600 meter mark her next time she hits that start-finish line. So we're 3,600 meter split. It's going to be just over 10:30. Very impressive here for Klosterhalfen. 10:34 through 3,600 meters. 14:43 pace. She has been clicking off these 400s like clockwork, staying in that 14:45, 14:43 pace. And now here comes the passing. Hopefully this doesn't affect her stride. She's able to make these passes cleanly and use these athletes to pull her along in this latter part of this race, as she'll be coming up on 1,200 meters to go when she hits this 3,800 meter mark. So Klosterhalfen 11:09 at 3,800 meters. 14:40 pace. You gotta like what she's doing here. If she can hold on to this, she's gonna run a top 4 time in the world all time. Klosterhalfen starting to chase down the back of this pack, using them as motivation to get through these final laps here. Klosterhalfen coming up on 4K here down the home stretch. Through 4,000 meters, 11:43 through 4K, 14:38 pace. Klosterhalfen running well here, starting to pull up on Amy Eloise Neal 12 minutes into the race. Klosterhalfen looking smooth, making the pass here. We'll have 42, she's coming up on 800 meters to go. So she'll have a half mile to go when she hits this start line. 12:17 with 800 meters to go. 12:17, 800 meters to go. 14:37 pace now. Klosterhalfen looking smooth now, starting to chase that main group that was in second behind her. You can see kind of glimpses of that Alio, Marielle Hall group as Klosterhalfen is moving here on this BU track. Coming up on 600 meters to go. Going to be at 13 minutes with 600 meters to go. 12:49, 12:50, 12:51, 600 to go, 12:51, 600 to go. What can she throw down? Can she hammer a sub 14:30 maybe? You can see there, Marielle Hall there falling off the pack. There's Alio in the mix as well, but Klosterhalfen is closing hard here, lapping a majority of this elite field. Klosterhalfen coming up on 400 meters to go. What can she do? Coco, 400, 13:25, 13:25, 400 meters to go. Klosterhalfen starting to pass another Bowerman athlete. That's Gwen Jorgensen there. Jessica Taunton also being passed. 300 meters to go for Klosterhalfen. The German phenom right here is going to shatter the European record. Now she's about to put herself in that top 5 all-time mark here in the indoor 5K. 200 meters to go. 13:59 on the clock. 200 meters to go. What gets you on a fast final 200 in? Klosterhalfen down the back stretch. The European record is in the bag. It's about how high she can go up those record books. Klosterhalfen, 100 meters to go. Full sprint now. Down the back turn. Now down the home stretch. 50 meters to go. Klosterhalfen, 14:24 on the clock now. 25 meters. 14:28, 29, 14:30. Whoa! 14:30. That is officially the 4th fastest woman to ever run the 5K indoors. Konstanze Klosterhalfen, the 4th fastest woman ever. And now we see Vanessa Frazier coming through. There's Emily Enfield. We'll get the times on what they threw down. Wow, Vanessa Frazier, 14:48. Second fastest American ever behind Shalane Flanagan. Vanessa Frazier. Wow, 14:48. Infeld, welcome back to the track, 14:51. So Bowerman getting the job done, putting 2 under 15. Frerichs and Jorgensen run 15:0. So Bowerman starting off there. Jorgensen 15:10.98. Jessica Ton 15:12. We thought Klosterhalfen was the only thing to see here. 14:30, again, 4th fastest all time in the world. But we just saw the 2nd fastest American ever. And Vanessa Frazier, the Stanford alum, now with Bowerman Track Club, runs 14:48, just a second off of Shalane Flanagan's 14:47 American record. Wow, what a race. There's Klosterhalfen. Looks like she didn't even run that fast. She looks smooth as butter. What a way to get this BU Last Chance meet off.